Jake Paul is one of the most talked about people in boxing, and for a while now, he has been trying to get a fight with Tommy Fury off the ground. Tommy Fury is the brother of Tyson Fury, and he's racked up a handful of wins. The opposition he's faced hasn't been great, and the skill Tommy has showcased during these fights have been limited. He can throw solid combinations, he moves like a competent boxer, but with all the boxers he's fought, he should have been putting all of them away. It doesn't seem like he has a ton of power in his shots, and his technical skills need work to really do damage to his opposition. He's only 23 though, literally 1 year older than me, and he has limited amateur experience, so he's literally learning on the job. Jake Paul has rocked up onto the boxing scene and has beat better opponents than Tommy. Yes, he has not fought a quote professional boxer yet, but that title doesn't mean much. Anderson Silva could beat Tommy Fury's opponents with fucking ease, but Tommy is regarded as the real boxer? Come on man, that's silly. Anderson Silva is a tough test for anyone, let alone a fucking YouTuber that started putting on gloves 4 years ago. Jake passed that test and defeated Anderson by decision, while also knocking him down in the last round of a fight. Jake doesn't get enough credit for the risks he's taken in such a short space of time. Yes, Anderson Silva and Tyron Woodley are older, have had wear and tear from being involved in combat sports for so long, and they're MMA fighters, not boxers, but on paper, they should still be able to beat a YouTube kid. Jake didn't need to take these relatively hard fights so early on. He could have beaten the shit out of lower skilled YouTubers for some easy wins, but he's more ambitious than that. So this Jake Paul-Tommy Fury fight was supposed to happen on 2 separate occasions, but both were cancelled when Tommy Fury pulled out. Twice. One time due to injury, and most recently due to travel restrictions. Jake has tried to fight quote pro boxers, but they have cancelled on him. That's why we got the Woodley rematch, and then of course the Anderson fight. When Tommy pulled out the second time, Jake Paul called upon Hasim Rahman Jr. to be his replacement. Now I think the hydration clause is kinda bullshit to be honest, and Jake should have just fought a boxer that wasn't basically a fucking heavyweight, and make him not be able to balloon up to his natural weight after weigh-in. Weight classes exist for a reason, and that's becoming more apparent in YouTube boxing now due to these stupid hydration clauses and fight mismatches. Anyway, Jake has tried to fight pro boxers, and while it needs to happen at some point to check boxes than anything else, Anderson Silva and Tyron Woodley are not bums at all. They were real tests for him at the time. Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, on paper, is a great scrap. But I think the risk for Tommy, in his mind, is not worth a reward. To be honest though, if Tommy and Jake go in there, put on a great fight, and Jake wins via decision or something, I really don't think Tommy's career is out the window. In Tommy and his team's mind though, quote, losing against a YouTuber is the worst thing to happen, and that's why I believe that the Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury fight will never come to fruition. Of course, Tommy and Tyson will chirp at Jake, but I ultimately don't think they will sign another fight contract. I do kinda feel bad for Tommy in this case. I mean, he seems like a good enough dude that is between 2 different worlds. The traditional boxing space and the YouTube/internet celebrity space. Should he put all his chips in, cash out, and fight on the YouTube scene? Or should he follow his brother's footsteps, go up the ranks, and hopefully fight for a world title? That must be a weird spot to be in, especially for a 23-year-old. All the while, you have Jake Paul, one of the most discussed figures in combat sports, calling you out for a fight. Even though his team might think so, I really don't think it's the end if he loses against Jake Paul. However, in their minds, the stigma of losing to a YouTuber, who by the way, is a pretty competent boxer who beat Anderson Silva, who beat a former boxing champion as recently as a couple of years ago, is too much to bear. I disagree with their assessments, but that's why I don't think Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury happens. With that all being said, I wish them both luck.